Hey everyone, LordDavon here again, and today I am bringing you a new twist, a smaller twist on an existing product. This product is from Kanger. It's the Mini T3 or the Baby T3. So, the Mini T3 or Baby T3 is a product of the T3 being so large. When it came out, Sun Vapor's first complaint to me was it's too big. Um, well, I didn't think it was too big. They spoke with Kanger and basically said, can you make a smaller one? So Kanger did. As well, there's some other differences in this, but essentially it is still just a Kanger T3, just half the size, which is okay because the Kanger T3, in my opinion, is the best Clearomizer we have out today. Now, it is still ego threaded, which means that if you don't have these threads, these outside threads right here, on your device, you're not going to be able to use it without using something like a 510 to ego adapter. And what you do with that is you take a device that doesn't have ego threads and you screw this on. Goes into the 510 connector, gives it a 510 on the outside and ego threads. And then you're able to screw on the Mini T3. And it doesn't really take away all that much to your device, but you know, some people don't like using them. As well, just something to note, and I brought this up in my EVOD review, some devices, even though they have ego threads, like the e-cig. Since the ego threading was never really designed initially for Clearomizers, but Clearomizers are using them now, sometimes this positive post in the center, that's that very center post you see right there, when you screw it onto your device, may not make a connection. And it's off just a hair. Now, I have asked Kanger to basically either shorten these bases a little bit or extend out that positive post. But what you can do is you can take a pair of tweezers, forceps, whatever you've got, and just kind of wiggle that center post just a little bit and pull. You don't pull very hard. You only need to move it out just that hair. And when you do, you can screw it onto your device and make that connection. You don't need a 510 to ego if you have a device with a 510 to ego already. And then once you screw it on, you're good to go. And that's a good thing. So we're going to get into the insides of this by taking a look at it, by taking it apart. And where, you know, it's just like the Kanger T3. So if you've used the Kanger T3, you pretty much used this. To fill, you turn it upside down. You fill it to the top of that center tube there. Don't go over, it'll go in and you'll get gurgling. Place your base back on and screw it on. And then turn it upside down. Now, you may have to prime it in order to get it to start wicking, and I don't know what causes that, if it's inconsistencies, if it's air pockets when you turn it, I don't know what's causing that, but you may have to prime it, which is just giving it some sucks, some dry pulls, because you're not activating the button when you do this. You are just giving it some dry pulls. You'll see little bubbles start to rise. And then just to break them up, I like to blow in it real quick. Now, I may do that again, and then it's primed. You'll still see those little bubbles. I may suck on it a couple more times, but when I'm sure it's going, and you can usually start to taste your juice a little bit, that's when you know. Then you can vape. Helps to turn your device on. And it's a good Clearomizer. It's got really good flavor and it gives a really good vapor. Now, they come in different ohms, and of course, if you have a standard ego device like this, you're going to want to use the lower resistance ones, or the ones with the lowest number ohms. And if you have something that has, variable wattage or variable voltage, like the e-cig or many of the other devices out there, you can get something that's more standard resistance. I like to go with the 2.4, 2.6 kind of. That's my range for the devices I like. 2.2 is good as well. Now, there is something else that's different about this device, and that is it's the first time Kanger is actually branding. Yes, branding, because there's been confusion out in the world, we'll say, as to the clones, and places are cloning Kanger devices a lot. So to get rid of that confusion that's out there, so that you can be assured you have a genuine Kanger product, Kanger is starting to put a little K right down here in the base. You'll see that K. That K is for genuine Kanger product. As well, vendors, and they should all start doing this when you order direct from Kanger, get your logo on it. This one happens to have Sun Vapors, as do most of the images I have, because that's where I stole them. But I also got these from Sun Vapors, so it's okay that I stole them, I hope. But it's nice to see the branding, because we're assured, we know that these are authentic Kanger, and when there's confusion out there as to the authenticity of some of these devices, that's a good thing. Still, it will not fit on the Vamo. But one thing I do want to mention, a lot of people ask me about rebuilding these, and I'm going to get into that. Now, these were not designed to be rebuilt, but they're easily rebuilt. But I think that the Kanger base is the most difficult of these style, like the VV Nova or the EVOD or any of those. It's one of the more difficult ones because you have to work within this space. You have to get in there into the base. Because of that, if you're really into rebuilding your Clearomizer, and many of us are, I'm one of them, I would recommend looking at the EVOD. It's another Kanger product, same great flavor, vapor, still a bottom coil, but this one has the replaceable insert or head where you can actually pull it out and rebuild it easily. I've rebuilt both of these style devices, and I've got to say that the EVOD is a dream come true for people like us. But the mini Kanger T3 is just that. It's a mini Kanger T3. Here's your standard Kanger, and I've got it on the 18650 tube on the e-cig, and here's the mini Kanger T3 on the 18350 e-cig. And as you can see, there is a difference in size, even though it doesn't look like it's half the size, it is half the capacity. But that's okay. It does look better on certain devices, and if you're going to use a Evo style or one of these larger cigar style devices, the Kanger T3 looks really nice. So I like the mini T3 on these. So that is about it. It's a mini Kanger T3. Not much else to be said. So that's the baby T3. I'm LordDavon. Let them know I sent you.